Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we are doing the Boston Major predictions. We finally have international competition outside of the kickoff LAN since Worlds. A lot of new teams, a lot of new faces, and some deadly groups, as Group C, as you see, is insane. Now, before I even go into this, big disclaimer, I do not know who's going to win this event. And I think there's going to be some groups that are way more difficult than I think, especially like B or and C, obviously. But super excited. I can't wait to watch this event. Hopefully Redacted are picked up by somebody by the time this recording goes out. Let's just get right into it. Let's go to Group A first, which I think is going to be the easiest to predict. NRG 5 years. It should not even be close. Power and Ninjas. Since OCE only has one team, and it is not wildcard, and I think OC is in even bigger shambles than they were earlier, I think Ninjas are going to easily sweep through Power as well. NRG Ninjas, this is going to decide the 1 seed. At Worlds, Ninjas actually almost reverse swept NRG, so this is obviously an upsettable matchup here for the defending world champions. Obviously, NIP is a new roster, but they look good. This definitely could be upsettable here if NRG play like Regional 1 in NA, but I don't see it happening. I'm going to say 3-2. Power in 5 years. If SSA beat OCE here, I wouldn't be all that surprised. I'm going to say SSA barely beat 5 years in 5. And then round 3, I think it just should be easy. 3-0, already 3-1. They'll give up a Power will get 1 game randomly, and then NIP 5 years, I think that should be 3 as well. Alright, and that gives NRG winning the group with Ninjas behind. Most of these will be 3-0, 2-1, 1-2, 0-3. That's just how some groups work, unless there's going to be an upset. It could be a 3-0, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. Which could happen here. This Group B is going to be tough to decide. But let's get into Group B predictions. Falcons GK. I said this right when Falcons formed. You could go look. I said Falcons will not look good when they first form. They're going to be, their chemistry is going to be off and they're not going to look great. But they have looked better with every single regional and ended up taking MENA number 1 seed to dodge this absolute group of death here. And I think they're going to look better on LAN. We're going to see Jolly on LAN again and the Twins. Thus, I think Falcons are going to do good in this group, and they're going to 3-1 GK. Fury of Falcons. Again, I think the SAM region has fallen off a bit. Made in Brazil actually beat Secret to take that SAM 2 spot. I think SAM is in shambles. MENA has been elevating. They've kind of been on that same level a few years ago, but I think MENA has definitely elevated their skill. And Redacted look good. Hopefully not Redacted, as I said, by the time Major starts. But I'm going to say Redacted take this 3-1. Usually MENA teams usually NA teams do struggle against South American teams in the past, just because they're, I think, play style difference. But I really am confident in this Redacted roster. Some people are still sleeping on them. They're going to perform well at Major. Falcons Redacted. Now, I don't know where to go here. We saw Redacted at kickoff, the kickoff fight, and they looked really good. I mean, they beat Novo and NIP, so I don't think it was no fluke. However, I'm going to keep it with Falcons. I think they're still going to they're still going to be Redacted here. Huge game, but I think the Falcons are going to take the edge here. Fury of GK. This one's either or. I am not impressed with GK at all. Joya looks the best on that team. Seiko doesn't look like himself on that team. I honestly thought that Man City was going to qualify for Major, but like GK just has not looked promising. Thus, I think Fury is going to take it in 5 as well. I think it's going to be close. This is a coin flip, but I mean, that's going to kind of decide, I think, who makes the top 8. Falcons Furia. I think Falcons just handle Furia every time we say 3-0. Redacted GK. GK could take an upset here. I think this is an upset. Isn't Redacted the 2 seed for NA? Yeah, 3 seed. Redacted is the 3 seed. This is NA 3 at EU 4. I think NA is setting their best 4 teams ever. Oh, since they were reduced from 5 to 4, I think this is the best NA 4 teams we have sent. And I think Redacted are going to be GK in 5. Which has Falcons as the 1, Redacted as the 2, making it out of Group B. I am skipping Group C. I don't even want to touch this. I don't know who's getting out of that group. Let's go to Group D, which I think is going to be the easiest to predict. Made Stella Cruz 3-0. I love Spinks. I hope he actually plays well. I hope he makes a top 8. That would be crazy. I think all of you have seen those clips in the last regional, the Psycho Pass double tap, whatever the fuck they're doing over there at APAC. They're gross. Definitely elevating that APAC region. Hopefully they do something here, but I don't see it against Bates. Rebellion made in Brazil. I think Rebellion should handle them, actually. There is a world that Shopify do get upset here. And there's an FK choke, but I'm not going to have it. Gentlemates made in Brazil. I don't know. I really like Gentlemates. They won the last regional in EU. They look really good. They look way better than I thought preseason. I'm going to say 3-0. Shopify Dela Cruz. I think Dela Cruz will get a game. But, again, I think they're just not on the level of Shopify. This automatically guarantees who makes playoffs, but this Bates and Rebellion decides who makes top 6. EU2, NA2. I think this can go either way. This is a coin flip. I don't know who takes it. But I think with the regional win of Gentlemates, I think they're going to take it just to take that momentum into... I think that's a huge momentum boost and confidence boost heading into the major. Winning that last regional is so huge to just... ending Carmine Corp's run. Made in Brazil, Dela Cruz. I'm going to say a sneaky game 5. I think Dela Cruz gets it really close, but I think Made in Brazil will take that 3 seed. And now the group of death consisting of EU1, EU3, MENA 2, and NA4. What the fuck is this group, bro? Genuinely, any of these teams can make it out. I am full believer in that. Like, any combination of 2 will make it out. So, don't hate on me. I have no idea how to predict this group. Carmine Corp SSG. EU1 NA4. Historically, this is never close. SSG have looked good at the beginning, but they kind of struggled in Regional 2. Carmine Corp also got shut down by Bates last Regional. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to be 3-1. Vitality Twisted. I'm not going to lie, Vitality have not looked great at all in my eyes. They have looked just garbage, really. In terms of Zen and how we know he could play. I was for Stizzy joining Vitality at the beginning, but I think that mesh has not looked out great. Also, it could just be Carmine Corp owning them. That's also a huge possibility. This is a huge matchup here. I don't know. I'm going to say it. I think Twisted are going to be Vitality here. I'm going to say 2-3. Twisted could win that. I think both MENA teams are insanely good, and they could both make major. They could both make top 4s. I think Vitality are better. Or I think Twisted is better than Vitality at the moment. KC Twisted. I could also see Twisted beating KC here. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say 3-2. I think it goes to game 5. But I don't think Twisted can get it done. SSG Vitality, the beef we have had before. However, it is a new roster, so might not be as much beef. I don't know. SSG looked really good. First regional fell off. Second regional, Vitality have had like only top 4s. I think SSG have a higher ceiling. If they're playing good on the day, I think they definitely could beat Vitality. And actually, last time they faced, SSG beat Vitality 3-1 in the kickoff lane. However, I think SSG were playing better there. I would say it's a repeat of history, 3-1. I'm not very confident in Vitality at all. But I think Vitality are more consistent. SSG have a higher floor and a higher ceiling. Oh, wait, no. Lower floor, higher ceiling. So I would say 3-1. That's definitely SSG need to be playing good. If they're not, Vitality will stomp with them. Round 3. Carmine Vitality. We all know this matchup. I think it's just going to be a slam. And Vitality are actually 0-3, which is crazy. And Twisted SSG. This is the matchup to decide who makes the top 8. Oh my god. No matter which side I go here, I'm going to get hate. I don't know who to predict here. But one of these teams have to make it out top 12. MENA team versus NA4, bro. Twisted, like, again, Twisted just have not looked... They've just kind of been diminishing. They won first regional, lost the Falcons second regional, and then the third regional they lost the Rate or R8 Esports in their top 6 matchup, and then lost the Falcons in semis. So they actually met in semis instead of finals. SSG have looked rocky. I don't know. This really just depends on who plays better on the day. I know I'm gonna break some hearts here. I think SSG do. I think those just have been looking good. I think Falcons have been elevating. They have been diminishing. However, I do obviously see Twisted making over SSG. And for a combination, as I said, could pass it. If Twisted could definitely upset Carmine here, which what would happen if I like 3-2? It would go on differential, and then Twisted would get that tiebreaker, I think. So literally, I think that's the possibility. I think Twisted could upset KC here to take it, or they beat SSG. I think they should beat Vitality, and then if it could beat Carbon Corp, it just depends on how they play on the day. No hate on me. I think this is what's gonna happen. Twisted obviously can make it. I don't think so. I also don't think it's gonna be 3-0, 2-1, 1-2, 0-3 every single group. There's gonna be some upsets that kind of where the point differential will come into play. However, that's all my app out of the way. That's all my group predictions. Let's see the main event brackets. Of course, we get NA, bro. Wow, I have all 4 NA making it. I didn't even realize that. That's really NA biased for me. I think EU also get fucked because they have 2 EUs here. NA is all in their own separate group. And I think Redacted and Shopify should win this. And then Energy should obviously get out of that group. I think it's just necessity. Anyways, I'm not going to screw with it. I didn't even realize. Shopify Ninjas. I don't know. Ninjas look kind of iffy. I'm going to say 4-3 to Shop. I think they make a top 6. But that's going to be probably 4th killer again. I don't know if they'll go any much farther. SSG Redacted. As much as I love SSG, I think Redacted are just a better team. And I think they make a top 6. Huge shout out for Redacted making a championship Sunday. NRG and Gentlemates. I think this is going to be a game 7. But I think NRG will still come out on top. Gentlemates can obviously beat NRG here, which is possible. But NRG, like how they bounce back from a top 12, losing to Redacted and Gen G, they look really good in regional 2 and 3. So I think riding that momentum, they're going to be Gentlemates here. Falcons KC, a matchup we all love to see. It's always entertaining when these two play each other. And then Drawley versus his old team. I'm really high on Falcons. I think I've always been vocal about that. And I think Falcons are going to pull the upset here of the kickoff lane champs over Carmine. But Armin Corp could also make a run. Gentlemates Redacted. I think Redacted are legit. I think make a top 4. I know. I was scared when they were at the kickoff line. I was scared it was gonna be just a honeymoon phase. But you know they've played up to NRG's level. I think they are the NA number 2. I think they are better than both SSG and Shop. I don't know if that's NI bias. Carmine Corp versus Vitality. This is the kickoff weekend final rematch, and I think it's gonna be the same story. I think Carmine Corp are just gonna slam Shopify again, 4-1. I don't think it's gonna be really close. And this leaves our top 4 representatives as 2 NA, 1 EU, 1 MENA, which I don't think is too crazy. Falcons Redacted. I think Falcons are the better team here. I think also their LAN experience will come into play, and I think they're gonna beat Redacted 4-2. Falcons come to a grand final yet again. I think they are just elevating in form. NRG Carmine Corp, a rematch. My heart is leading one way and my head is leading the other. I'm gonna say Carmine Corp win it in 7. Hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully NRG make a top 2, but I don't know. Hopefully they're just locked in. I don't know if they're boot camping or not. But I'm gonna say NRG lose out to Carmine Corp. Carmine Corp make a top 2. We have no NA representative in grand final. MENA versus EU for a rematch in the upper bracket. And I think your Boston Major champion is going to be Carmine Corp. I think they're going to go to revenge tour on Falcons after this Saturday matchup. We haven't seen them play yet. Again, this is Drawley versus his old team. Hopefully this doesn't happen. I want Energy to win. But my head, I'm just getting a gut feeling Carmine Corp wins this. Obviously, I'll be rooting NRG all the way. But I have Carmine Corp winning the Boston Major. Let me know your guys' predictions down below, what I've gotten wrong, especially you could, you know, debate Group C, obviously, or Group B. I think these are the biggest contenders for debate here. I think Group A and D are the easiest to predict. B and D, I think Fury and GK could both make a run. I think Falcons are, clear. They're going to top Group B. Group C, obviously, anybody can make it. Yeah, I've also linked the prediction sheet down below so you could predict for yourself. Shout out to Cody VRL on Twitter for that. I'm going to release a top 10 team rankings here in a few days, so look out for that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.